Imagine standing at the edge of a waterfall so high it seems to spill straight from the sky. Or floating on a lake that defies all logic. From the dizzying heights of Angel Falls in Venezuela to the quiet glowing waters of Jellyfish Lake in Palau, we'll explore spots that not only awe the senses, but also carry deep stories about nature and culture. Each of these destinations isn't just a place on the map. It's a moment suspended in time, ready to sweep you off your feet. What's the most unreal place you've dreamed of visiting? Is it somewhere that feels otherworldly? Drop it in the comments below and share your adventure dreams with us as we set off on this global expedition. Angel Falls, Venezuela. If you're looking for nature at its rawest, Angel Falls in Venezuela is a game changer. This waterfall doesn't just drop it, plunges 212 feet from the top of Ollantaytambo, a flat-topped mountain deep in Canaima National Park. The sheer height is so extreme, the water breaks apart into mist before it even touches the ground. Getting there, it's an adventure. You'll fly into Canaima, then travel upriver in a dugout canoe, guided by locals. After camping in the jungle, you'll hike through thick rainforest to reach the falls. No frills, no luxury, but that's what makes it unforgettable. You're surrounded by some of the planet's most untouched wilderness. Back in 1933, American aviator Jimmy Angel crash-landed on top of the Tepui while searching for gold. He didn't find treasure, but he did discover the world's highest waterfall. His plane sat there for 33 years, and while the locals knew about the falls, the world didn't hear about them until his story spread. When you stand in front of Angel Falls, you feel small, tiny even. It's not just the height. It's the silence, the mist, the jungle surrounding you. If you're over the crowds and the tourist spots, this is the kind of wild you need to experience. See it now before it gets easier to reach. Manpupuner rock formations, Russia. Think you've seen the wildest natural wonders Earth has to offer? Manpupuner will make you think again. Tucked away in the remote northern Urals of Russia's Komi Republic, the Manpupuner rock formations, also known as the Seven Strong Men, are a surreal lineup of stone giants rising from a lonely plateau. Towering between 98 and 138 feet tall, these weathered quartzite pillars look like something out of a sci-fi movie. Some resemble upside-down bottles. Others stand like ancient sentinels watching over the tundra. To the Mansi people, these aren't just rocks, they're sacred. Legend has it that 7 giant brothers once marched across the mountains to steal a holy relic. A powerful Mansi shaman stopped them in their tracks, turning them to stone with his magic. Today they remain frozen in time, a mystical reminder of ancient battles and spiritual power. Getting there isn't for the faint of heart. You'll need special permits and a serious sense of adventure. Most visitors join guided expeditions involving helicopters, snowmobiles, or multi-day treks through rugged wilderness. But the payoff, a jaw-dropping, almost otherworldly encounter with nature at its rawest. No crowds, no noise, just you and the giants. Meteora, Greece. If heaven had a front porch, it might look a lot like Meteora. Tucked into the heart of central Greece, Meteora is one of those places that doesn't just take your breath away, it makes you forget you ever needed it. Picture this massive stone pillars shooting up from the earth like nature's skyscrapers, and perched impossibly on top are ancient monasteries that seem to defy gravity. The name Meteora literally means suspended in the air, and honestly, that's exactly how it feels, like you've stepped into a dream, where the divine meets the dramatic. The story behind it is just as wild. Back in the 11th century, hermits crawled into caves here to escape the chaos of the world and get closer to God. By the 14th century, monks were hauling building materials up these cliffs using ropes nets and sheer willpower. No cranes, no machines, just faith and grit. Some say they were lifted by angels. Honestly, after seeing it, you might believe that too. Today, Meteora is a UNESCO World Heritage Site, and it's easy to see why. It's not just a geological wonder, it's a living monument to human resilience and spiritual devotion. Whether you're hiking up to one of the monasteries standing in awe of the Byzantine frescoes or catching the sunset as golden light spills across the rocks, Meteora doesn't just impress, it moves you. Fagradalsfjall, Volcano, Iceland. Ever wondered what it feels like to stand face to face with the Earth's beating heart? Let me take you to Fagradalsfjall, Iceland's people's volcano, where the ground doesn't just rumble, it breathes. After 800 years of silence, this volcanic system on the Reykjadalur Peninsula roared back to life in 2021, painting the landscape with rivers of molten fire and rewriting the story of Iceland's geology in real time. Picture this glowing lava snaking across ancient fields, steam hissing from fresh craters, and the air thick with the scent of sulfur and ore. It's not just a hike, it's a pilgrimage into the raw, untamed soul of our planet. You don't just visit Fagradalsfjall, you witness creation. Scientists flock here to study the Earth's crust forming before their eyes. Travelers come for the thrill, the beauty, the humbling reminder that nature is both artist and architect. And when you finally reach the eruption site after hours of trekking over rugged terrain, the view will steal your breath and give it back as wonder. Especially at night, when the lava glows like liquid stars spilled across the land. This isn't a bucket list item, it's a life-altering experience. So if you're craving something real, something that shakes you awake and reminds you how small and miraculous life is, Fagradalsfjall is calling. Answer it. Pamukkale, Turkey. Pamukkale, Turkey, where nature and history collide in the most surreal way. Nestled in Denizli province, Pamukkale, meaning Cotton Castle, is a dazzling wonder of white travertine terraces cascading down the hillside. Formed by mineral-rich thermal waters, these glowing pools shimmer with milky blue hues, creating a dreamlike landscape that feels almost otherworldly. Walking barefoot across the terraces, you'll feel the warmth of the earth beneath you and the soft texture of calcium deposits underfoot, a soothing, unforgettable sensation. But Pamukkale isn't just a natural marvel. Just above the terraces lie the ancient ruins of Hierapolis, a Greco-Roman spa city built around the healing springs. Imagine swimming in Cleopatra's pool surrounded by submerged marble columns, or exploring a Roman theatre that once echoed with ancient voices. Recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, Pamukkale offers both geological rarity and cultural depth. It's a place where you can literally bathe in history while marveling at nature's artistry. Whether you come for healing adventure or awe, Pamukkale promises a journey that touches both body and soul. It's not just a destination, it's a living story written in stone and water. Would you dip your toes into these surreal thermal terraces? Drop your thoughts below. Lofoten Islands, Norway. Ever dreamed of stepping into a painting where jagged peaks rise from the sea and the sky never sleeps? Welcome to the Lofoten Islands, Norway's Arctic masterpiece. Perched above the Arctic Circle, this archipelago is a wild symphony of towering mountains, deep fjords and crimson fishing huts clinging to the shoreline. In summer, the midnight sun bathes the land in golden light for 24 hours, while winter unveils the northern lights, dancing across snow-draped peaks. It's not just scenery, It's a soul-stirring spectacle. Lofoten's story is carved by the sea. For centuries, these islands have thrived on cod fishing, with Viking roots and resilient communities weathering the elements. The iconic Rorbua, once humble shelters for fishermen, now welcome travelers seeking authenticity and awe. Artists and adventurers alike are drawn to Lofoten's raw beauty and the unique Arctic light that seems to make everything glow. This isn't just a destination, it's a living canvas. Whether you're hiking panoramic trails, kayaking through crystal fjords, or chasing auroras, Lofoten offers a visceral connection to nature's grandeur. It's a place where silence roars and simplicity stuns. So if you're craving wild beauty and timeless charm, Lofoten is calling. Answer it with wonder. Huka Falls, New Zealand. Ever felt the ground shake from the roar of water alone? That's the magic of Huka Falls, New Zealand's wild symphony of speed, sound and colour. Imagine a river the width of a football field being squeezed into a narrow gorge, then exploding into a foaming turquoise torrent that crashes down with the force of 220,000 litres per second. It's not just a waterfall, it's nature flexing its muscles. The Maori named it Huka, meaning foam, and you'll see why. This isn't a quiet trickle, it's a thunderous rush that fills the air with mist and energy. For centuries, the Waikato River has been sacred to the Maori people, a life source and a spiritual thread through their history. Today it's a place where you can feel that power in your bones. Want to get closer? Hop on a jet boat and ride straight into the spray. Or walk the bridge above and feel the vibration of water beneath your feet. The color alone, an electric blue from glacial melt, is enough to make you stop and stare. If you're craving something that hits all 5 senses, Huka Falls delivers. It's loud, it's wild, it's unforgettable. Anse Source d'Argent, Seychelles Anse. Source d'Argent, Seychelles, a beach so surreal it feels like stepping into a dream. Located on La Digue Island, this iconic shoreline is famed for its powdery white sand, crystal clear turquoise waters, and massive granite boulders sculpted by time. These ancient rocks, among the oldest on Earth, rise like natural monuments along the coast, creating hidden coves and dramatic silhouettes that shift with the sunlight. The water is calm and shallow, protected by a coral reef, making it ideal for swimming and snorkeling. Palm trees sway gently overhead, casting soft shadows on the sand, while the warm breeze carries the scent of salt and tropical blooms. Though there's no specific legend tied to the beach, its geological story spans billions of years, shaped by erosion and the slow dance of nature. Anse Source d'Argent has become a favorite backdrop for films and fashion shoots, yet it remains untouched in spirit, quiet, peaceful, and profoundly beautiful. It's not just a beach, it's a living postcard, a place where time slows and nature shows off. Whether you're wading through the shallows or exploring the boulder-framed coves, every moment here feels like a gift from the earth itself. Trolltunga, Norway. Trolltunga, Norway, where the edge of the world becomes your stage. Perched 200-300 feet above the shimmering lake Reykjadalsvatnet. Trolltunga, meaning troll's tongue, is one of Norway's most jaw-dropping natural wonders. This horizontal rock ledge juts out from a mountain cliff like a daring invitation to step into the sky. The view from the top, a sweeping panorama of fjords, glaciers, and rugged peaks that feels like a scene from a fantasy film. But reaching it is no small feat. The hike is long and demanding, up to 17 miles round trip, with steep climbs, rocky paths, and unpredictable weather. Yet every step brings you closer to something extraordinary. Along the way, you'll pass snow patches, alpine streams, and vast plateaus that remind you just how wild and untouched Norway's landscape truly is. Standing on Trolltunga, is more than a photo op, it's a moment of triumph. The silence, the height, the sheer scale of nature around you, it all hits at once. You feel small but also incredibly alive. For those willing to push their limits, Trolltunga offers a reward that's not just visual, it's deeply personal. It's the kind of adventure that stays with you long after the trail ends. Love, jaw-dropping views and wild adventures. Hit that subscribe button and join the journey. Mount Everest, Nepal, Tibet. What if the tallest mountain on Earth wasn't just a peak, but a mirror reflecting the limits? You're ready to break Mount Everest, towering at 29,031. 7 feet is more than a geographical giant. It's a symbol of human ambition, resilience, and reverence. Straddling the border of Nepal and Tibet, its snow-covered summit pierces the sky, surrounded by the majestic Himalayas. But Everest's power isn't just in its height, it's in its spirit. To the Sherpa people, Everest is Komalungma, the mother goddess of the world. Prayer flags flutter in the wind, carrying hopes and blessings upward. The mountain is sacred, and every step toward it feels like a spiritual journey. Most travelers don't climb to the top, but trekking to Everest Base Camp is a challenge that transforms. You'll cross suspension bridges, pass through vibrant Sherpa villages, and watch the sunrise over peaks that seem to touch eternity. The air gets thinner, but your sense of wonder grows stronger. Everest doesn't just test your body, it awakens your soul. It's not about conquering the mountain, it's about discovering the strength that's been inside you all along. Sigiriya Rock, Sri Lanka. You're not just climbing a rock, you're stepping into an epic. Your journey begins deep in the lush jungles of Sri Lanka. Where a massive stone column rises nearly 200 meters into the sky, defying time itself. Locals call it Sigiriya or Lion Rock, an ancient fortress built in the 5th century by King Kasyapa, who turned its summit into a palace in the clouds to escape rebellion. As you walk through the perfectly symmetrical water gardens, you'll feel like you've entered a marvel of ancient urban design. The stone steps lead you higher and higher through the Lion Gate, where 2 giant stone paws still stand guard like silent sentinels of the past. On your way up, you'll pass vibrant frescoes painted directly onto the rock, mysterious women with timeless beauty, their colors still vivid after more than 1,500 years. And when you reach the top, the vast plains of Dambulla stretch out before you, a sea of green that makes you stop, breathe deeply, and just take it all in. Sigiriya isn't just conquered with your feet, it's felt with your heart. You're not simply climbing a rock, you're entering a story of power, artistry, and survival, and you're the main character. Grand Prismatic Spring, where say, you're not just looking at a hot spring. You're standing in the middle of Earth's living rainbow. As you step into Yellowstone National Park, the air shifts. Warm, mineral-rich steam rises around you, and suddenly, you're face to face with something that feels almost unreal. Grand Prismatic Spring, the largest hot spring in the United States, stretches out before you like a cosmic painting come to life. From ground level, the colors are mesmerizing, deep sapphire blue at the center, surrounded by rings of fiery orange, golden yellow, and soft green. But these aren't just reflections or tricks of the light. The colors come from heat-loving microorganisms that thrive in different temperatures, painting the water with life itself. You'll feel the heat radiating from the surface, smell the raw scent of minerals, and hear the quiet hiss of steam rising into the sky. And if you hike up to the overlook near Fairy Falls, you'll get the full view of the spring in all its prismatic glory, like a giant eye of the earth staring back at the universe. Grand Prismatic Spring doesn't just dazzle your eyes, it stirs something deeper. It's proof that nature doesn't just survive, it creates, it dreams, and sometimes it even glows. Black Forest, Germany. You didn't just enter a forest, you stepped into a fairy tale. Deep in southwestern Germany lies the Black Forest, a realm of misty pine woods, winding trails and legends whispered through the trees. The name comes from the dense canopy of evergreens that blocks out sunlight, casting the forest floor in a mysterious twilight. As you hike past moss-covered rocks and trickling brooks, it's easy to imagine Hansel and Gretel peeking from behind a tree or a cuckoo clock chiming in the distance. But this isn't just folklore, it's a living landscape. The Black Forest stretches over 6,000 square kilometers and is home to charming villages, thermal spas, and ancient traditions. You'll wander through timber-framed towns like Triberg and Baden-Baden, taste rich Black Forest cake layered with cherries and cream. And hear the rhythmic tick of handcrafted cuckoo clocks echoing from local workshops. In autumn, the forest blazes with color. In winter, it turns into a snow-draped wonderland. Whether you're soaking in mineral springs or following a trail through the trees, the Black Forest invites you to slow down, breathe deeply, and let the magic of nature and myth wrap around you. If this mystical forest gave you goosebumps, smash that like button and show it some love. Lençóis Maranhenses, Brazil. You didn't stumble into a desert, you wandered into a dream. At first glance, Lençóis Maranhenses looks like an endless sea of white sand dunes, sculpted by wind and silence. But then, the rains come and the magic begins. Between June and September, freshwater lagoons bloom in the valleys between dunes, turning the landscape into a surreal mosaic of turquoise pools and golden ridges. You're not just walking, you're floating between worlds. Located in northeastern Brazil, this national park defies expectations. Despite its desert-like appearance, it receives heavy seasonal rainfall, creating thousands of crystal-clear lagoons that shimmer under the sun. As you trek barefoot across warm sand, the wind whispers stories of shifting landscapes and fleeting beauty. Dip into a lagoon, and you'll feel the cool contrast, nature's way of reminding you that opposites can coexist. The name Lençóis means bed sheets in Portuguese, and from above the dunes ripple like linen, tossed by a breeze. It's a place of impermanence where water vanishes and returns, and the horizon never stays still. You're not just witnessing a phenomenon, you're part of it. And when the sun sets over the dunes, painting everything in gold, you'll know you've touched something rare. Great Barrier Reef, Australia. You're not just diving into water, you're plunging into a living kaleidoscope. Stretching over 300 kilometers along Australia's northeast coast, the Great Barrier Reef is the largest coral reef system on Earth, visible even from space. Beneath the surface, an explosion of color awaits coral gardens in every shade. Imaginable schools of fish, shimmering like liquid rainbows, and sea turtles gliding through the currents with ancient grace. This isn't just a reef, it's a world unto itself, home to over 9,000 known species, including clownfish manta rays and the elusive dugong. The reef pulses with life. You'll hear the crackle of shrimp, feel the gentle sway of anemones, and witness the delicate balance of an ecosystem millions of years in the making. But the reef is fragile. Rising ocean temperatures and pollution threaten its survival, making your visit not only breathtaking, but urgent. As you snorkel through coral corridors or sail across turquoise waters, you're not just exploring, you're bearing witness. The reef reminds you that beauty and vulnerability often go hand in hand. And when the sun dips below the horizon, casting golden light across the waves, you'll carry the reef with you in memory, in awe, and in responsibility. Bonifacio, France. You arrive at the edge of Corsica, and suddenly the land drops away. Bonifacio clings to the cliffs like a secret whispered to the sea. Perched atop white limestone bluffs that plunge dramatically into the Mediterranean, this ancient town feels suspended between sky and water. As you wander its narrow alleys, the scent of salt and stone fills the air, and centuries of history echo beneath your feet. Founded in the 9th century, Bonifacio has seen pirates, princes and poets pass through its harbor. You'll trace the worn steps of the King of Aragon's staircase, carved into the cliffside, 187 steps that dare you to descend into legend. Below, the turquoise waters shimmer with hidden caves and shipwrecks perfect for kayaking or diving. Above, the citadel watches in silence, its weathered walls guarding stories of Genoese rule and maritime battles. But Bonifacio isn't just a relic, it's alive. Cafes spill into sunlit squares, boats bob in the marina, and Corsican voices rise in song at twilight. You're not just visiting a town, you're standing on a threshold where land meets sea and past meets present. And when the sun sets behind Sardinia's silhouette, you'll understand why Bonifacio leaves a mark deeper than its cliffs. Angkor Wat, Cambodia. You arrive before dawn, and the silence feels sacred. As the sky begins to blush, the silhouette of Angkor Wat rises, majestic, symmetrical, eternal. This isn't just a temple, it's the soul of Cambodia. Built in the 12th century by King Suryavarman Saku, Angkor Wat was originally dedicated to Vishnu. Later transformed into a Buddhist sanctuary. Its 5 lotus-shaped towers mirror Mount Meru, the mythical center of the universe in Hindu cosmology. You walk across the sandstone causeway past intricate bas-reliefs that stretch for hundreds of meters, celestial dancers, epic battles, and divine beings carved with astonishing precision. The air is thick with incense and history. Every stone whispers stories of devotion, empire, and transformation. But Angkor Wat is more than architecture. It's a living symbol. Monks in saffron robes glide through the corridors, their chants echoing softly. Locals offer lotus flowers at shrines, blending ancient ritual with everyday reverence. You're not just visiting a monument, you're entering a spiritual rhythm that has pulsed for centuries. And when the sun finally crests the horizon, bathing the temple in gold, you feel it a quiet or a connection across time. Angkor doesn't just impress, it humbles. Reykjadalur Hot Springs, Iceland. Ever dreamed of soaking in a wild hot spring surrounded by untouched Icelandic nature? Reykjadalur is the kind of place that makes you stop and stay a while. Tucked away in South Iceland near the town of Fagradalsfjall, just a 45-minute drive from Reykjavik, Reykjadalur, or Steam Valley, is a geothermal wonderland. Steam rises from the earth, mud bubbles and boils, and hot water flows into the cold, forming a natural river perfect for bathing. Getting there takes a bit of effort, a roughly 2-mile hike from the parking lot along a clearly marked trail. You'll pass steaming vents and other geothermal sites before reaching the river. There aren't any fancy facilities, just a few wooden screens for changing. You pick your spot in the stream based on how warm you want it. The valley exists thanks to Iceland's location on the mid-Atlantic ridge, where tectonic plates pull apart and unleash powerful geothermal energy. That's what fuels the country's hot springs geysers and volcanic features, and Reykjadalur is a direct result of it. Bathing here is raw and peaceful. Moss-covered hills surround you, steam drifts through the air, and you might even spot a few sheep grazing nearby. It's not commercialized, not crowded, just you and the living, breathing power of Icelandic nature. Giants Causeway, Ireland. You're standing on the edge of legend. Beneath your feet, thousands of hexagonal basalt columns stretch toward the sea like stepping stones laid by giants. This is the Giant's Causeway, a geological marvel, born from ancient volcanic fury, yet wrapped in myth. Locals say the warrior Finn McCool built it to cross the sea and challenge a Scottish rival. Science says molten lava cooled and cracked into perfect geometric shapes. Both stories feel true when you're here. The wind howls off the North Atlantic, salty and wild. Waves crash against the stone, sending spray into the air like applause from the ocean itself. You climb across the columns, each one fitting your stride like nature's own staircase. Some rise like towers, others sink into tide pools where seaweed sways and barnacles cling. This UNESCO World Heritage Site isn't just a feast for the eyes, it's a place where geology and folklore collide. You're not just exploring a coastline you're walking through, time through story through the bones of the earth. And as the sun dips low and the rocks glow amber, you'll feel it, the quiet power of a place shaped by firewater and imagination. Iguazu Falls, Argentina and Brazil. You don't just hear Iguazu Falls, you feel it. The roar of 275 cascades thunders through the subtropical rainforest, shaking the air like a primal heartbeat. As you step onto the viewing platform, mist kisses your skin, and rainbows flicker in the spray, ephemeral and wild. You're not just witnessing nature's power, you're standing inside it. The falls straddle the border of Argentina and Brazil, but they defy all boundaries. From the Argentine side, you walk through lush trails, each turn revealing a new torrent of water, a new gasp. From Brazil, you get the panoramic view, a horseshoe of fury and grace, crowned by the Devil's Throat, Garganta del Diablo, where the river plunges 80 meters in a single breathtaking drop. Around you, toucans flit through the canopy, coatis scurry along the paths, and the jungle hums with life. This isn't just a waterfall, it's a symphony of geology, ecology, and myth. The The Guarani people believe the falls were born from a tragic love story where a jealous god split the river to punish a fleeing couple. And standing here with the earth trembling beneath your feet, you almost believe it. Iguazu doesn't whisper, it roars, it sings, it dances, and for a moment, you're part of its rhythm. Jellyfish Lake, Palau. You float gently in the warm, silent water. Around you, thousands of golden jellyfish pulse in slow motion like glowing lanterns drifting through a dream. They don't sting. After thousands of years in isolation, these jellyfish evolved in a predator-free environment, losing their need for venom. You're not just swimming, you're part of a living ballet. Jellyfish Lake lies on Ilmalk Island, within Palau's Rock Island's southern lagoon. A UNESCO World Heritage Site known for its rich biodiversity and unique geology. Beneath the surface, the lake holds layers of stratified water, separating oxygen-rich zones from ancient anoxic layers where rare microorganisms thrive. To protect this fragile ecosystem, scuba diving is prohibited, only snorkeling is allowed. Surrounded by limestone cliffs and tropical forest, the lake feels hidden from time. There's no sound, but your breath, no movement, but the gentle rhythm of jellyfish. It's a place where evolution becomes visible, where silence becomes sacred. This isn't just a swim. It's a quiet, surreal encounter with nature's creativity, an experience that leaves you weightless, humbled, and full of wonder. Avenue of the Baobabs, Madagascar. You walk down a dusty red road, and suddenly there they are, towering baobabs, ancient and surreal, lining both sides like silent guardians. Their thick trunks stretch skyward, swollen like giant pillars, while sparse branches reach out like roots, grasping the sky. It's not just a landscape, it's a living monument. Located in western Madagascar near Morondava, the Avenue of the Baobabs is one of the country's most iconic sights. These trees, some over 800 years old, belong to the species Adansonia grandidieri, found only in Madagascar. Once part of a dense tropical forest, the baobabs now stand alone, remnants of an ecosystem long gone preserved by time and reverence. At sunrise and sunset, the light turns golden, casting long shadows and bathing the trunks in warm hues. Photographers chase this moment, but you don't need a camera to feel its magic. You just need to stand still. Locals call the baobab Renala mother of the forest, and when you're here, you understand why. These trees hold stories in their bark, wisdom in their silence. You're not just passing through, you're walking among elders, and every step feels like a quiet conversation with time. Know someone who needs a dose of ancient wonder, share this video and take them there. Lauterbrunnen, Switzerland. You step into a valley so steep, so narrow, it feels carved by giants. Towering cliffs rise on both sides, and from them, waterfalls tumble like silver ribbons. Lauterbrunnen means many fountains, and it earns the name 72 waterfalls pour into this alpine valley, each with its own rhythm, its own voice. Nestled in the Bernese Alps, Lauterbrunnen is more than a postcard, it's a portal. The Staubach Falls, plunging nearly 300 meters, inspired poets like Goethe. Trimmelbach Falls, hidden inside the mountain, roar with glacial melt from the Eiger Mönch and Jungfrau peaks. You don't just see the water, you feel its thunder echo through the stone. The valley floor is a patchwork of wildflowers and chalets where cowbells ring softly and paragliders drift overhead. Hiking trails lead you to quiet meadows, icy peaks, and storybook villages like Murren and Wengen. It's a place where nature and culture intertwine, where Swiss precision meets raw alpine beauty. Lauterbrunnen doesn't shout, it sings. And as you walk beneath its cascading walls, you realize this valley isn't just a destination, it's a feeling you'll carry long after the mountains fade. Whitehaven Beach, Australia. You land by boat or seaplane, and the first thing you notice is the sand, blindingly white, impossibly soft. It's not ordinary sand. It's 98% pure silica, so fine it squeaks beneath your feet like powdered sugar. Welcome to Whitehaven Beach, the crown jewel of Queensland's Whitsunday Islands. Stretching over 7 kilometers along Whitsunday Island, this beach is untouched by development. No resorts, no roads, just turquoise water swirling with milky blues and greens, especially at Hill Inlet, where tides sculpt the sand into living art. You stand on the lookout and gasp, it's nature's brushstroke shifting with every tide. The beach lies within the Great Barrier Reef Marine Park, a protected area rich in marine life. Sea turtles glide through the shallows. Manta rays sweep past coral gardens. And above the sky is wide and wild, painted with seabirds and sun. You don't rush here, you wander, you breathe, you let the silence and color soak into your skin. Whitehaven isn't just beautiful, it's elemental. A place where sand, sea, and sky meet in perfect harmony. And for a moment, you do too. Mount Roraima, Venezuela, / Brazil, / Guyana. What if the edge of the world wasn't a myth, but a mist-shrouded plateau in the sky? Welcome to Mount Roraima, a colossal tabletop mountain straddling Venezuela, Brazil, and Guyana. Rising like a fortress from the rainforest, its sheer cliffs guard a summit unlike any other, an ancient alien world of wind-carved rocks, crystal streams, and carnivorous plants. Shrouded in clouds and mystery, it's the real-life inspiration for the lost world. Roraima's story is stitched with legend and lore. To the indigenous Pemon people, it's sacred, a remnant of a mythical tree that once fed the world. When it was felled, the floodwaters became rivers and waterfalls. This spiritual narrative adds depth to the surreal landscape, where every misty sunrise feels like a moment borrowed from another realm. It's not just a mountain, it's a portal to Earth's past, geologically ancient and biologically unique. Roraima is a sky island teeming with endemic life. The multi-day trek to its summit is grueling, but the reward is profound. Camping above the clouds, exploring natural jacuzzis, and walking through landscapes that defy imagination. Dead Sea, Israel, Jordan. You step into a world where gravity seems to take a holiday. The moment your body touches the water, you float effortlessly, impossibly, as if the earth itself is lifting you up. This isn't magic, it's science wrapped in wonder. The Dead Sea, sitting at the lowest point on Earth's surface, holds water so dense with salt and minerals that sinking simply isn't an option. The air is still. The horizon blurs into a haze of pale blues and dusty golds. You scoop up the black mud from the shore and smear it across your skin. It's not just tradition, it's therapy. Rich in magnesium, calcium, and potassium, this ancient sludge has drawn seekers of healing for thousands of years. Cleopatra herself is said to have bathed here, chasing beauty in the saltiest waters on the planet. But this place is more than a spa. It's a geological marvel, a rift valley formed by tectonic forces that continue to shape the land. As you gaze across to Jordan or back toward Israel, you're standing in a basin that's slowly drying, shrinking year by year, a reminder that even timeless wonders are vulnerable. You leave with your skin tingling, your spirit lighter, and a strange sense that you've touched something eternal. The Dead Sea doesn't just hold you up, it holds you still in a moment that feels outside of time. Baradla Cave, Hungary. You step into the earth and the silence swallows you whole. Beneath the hills of Agdalek National Park lies Baradla Cave, one of Europe's longest and most spectacular stalactite caverns. Stretching over 25 kilometers, this underground world feels like a cathedral carved by time. The air is cool, damp, and still. Shadows dance across towering limestone formations, some shaped like frozen waterfalls, others like organ pipes in a forgotten sanctuary. As you walk deeper, the path twists through echoing chambers and narrow corridors. You pass the Giant's Hall, where stalactites hang like chandeliers from a ceiling lost in darkness. Light flickers against mineral walls, revealing colors you didn't expect: amber, ivory, rust. It's not just geology, it's artistry sculpted over millions of years. Baradla Cave has been known since prehistoric times. Ancient people once sought shelter here, and their traces remain etched into the stone. Today, the cave is part of a UNESCO World Heritage Site shared between Hungary and Slovakia, a testament to nature's grandeur and human reverence. You're not just exploring a cave, you're entering a realm where time slows, sound bends, and the earth reveals its quiet, majestic secrets. Ever wandered through a cave that feels like another planet? Tell us what you'd explore first. Amazon rainforest, South America. You're deep in the Amazon rainforest, surrounded by towering trees, tangled vines, and the constant buzz of life. Spanning 9 countries and over 5.5 million square kilometers, this is the largest tropical rainforest on Earth and one of the most biodiverse places you'll ever encounter. Every step reveals something new, a flash of color from a toucan's wings, the distant roar of a howler monkey, or the shimmer of a pink river dolphin gliding through the Amazon River. This isn't just a jungle, it's a living system that breathes for the planet. Producing around 20% of the world's oxygen, the Amazon is often called the lungs of the Earth. It also regulates global climate and stores vast amounts of carbon. Indigenous communities have lived here for thousands of years, using its plants for medicine and its rivers for survival. Scientists believe countless cures still lie hidden beneath its canopy. As you paddle through flooded forests or hike muddy trails, you'll feel the pulse of something ancient and powerful. The Amazon doesn't just surround you, it awakens you. It's wild, fragile, and absolutely unforgettable. Franz Josef Land, Russia. You didn't just travel north, you crossed into a realm few have ever seen. Welcome to Franz Josef Land, a remote Arctic archipelago where silence reigns and ice rules. Located deep within the Russian high Arctic, this frozen frontier is made up of nearly 200 islands, most of them cloaked in glaciers and surrounded by drifting sea ice. Here the landscape feels otherworldly. Jagged cliffs rise from icy waters, and ancient glaciers creak under their own weight. You might spot polar bears prowling the shoreline, walruses lounging on ice floes, or seabirds swirling above basalt cliffs. The air is crisp, the light surreal, especially during the midnight sun when day stretches endlessly and shadows vanish. But Franz Josef Land isn't just about raw beauty. It's a place steeped in polar history. You're walking in the footsteps of explorers like Fridtjof Nansen and Julius Payer, who braved unimaginable conditions to map this icy wilderness. Today it remains one of the least disturbed ecosystems on Earth, protected within the Russian Arctic National Park. Visiting here is not a vacation, it's an expedition. You're not just observing nature, you're surrendering to it. And in that surrender, you'll discover something rare, the thrill of true isolation and the quiet power of untouched Earth. Tinto River, Spain, red. That's the first thing you notice. Not rust, not clay, but a deep liquid crimson that flows like molten metal through the hills of Andalusia. The Tinto River doesn't just run, it bleeds color, carving its way through a landscape shaped by both nature and centuries of mining. You walk along its banks and the ground crunches beneath your feet, scorched, mineral-rich, strangely beautiful. The air smells faintly metallic, and the water, acidic and dense, reflects the sky like a sheet of polished copper. It's harsh, it's toxic, and yet it's alive. Microorganisms thrive here, feeding on iron and sulfur, surviving in conditions that would kill most life. Scientists study this place not just for its geology, but for clues about life on Mars. Yes, Mars. That's how alien it feels. Ruins of old mining towns dot the horizon, rusted railways vanish into the hills. You're not just exploring a river, you're tracing the scars of human ambition and the resilience of nature. And when the sun dips low, casting fire across the water, the Tinto becomes something else, entirely a mirror of extremes, a place where beauty and danger coexist in perfect, unsettling harmony. The world is full of places that defy logic, stir the soul, and remind us how extraordinary our planet truly is. From glowing caves to ancient trees, these marvels aren't just destinations, they're invitations to feel, to wonder, to explore. So don't just watch the world, go live it.